If you want to know how civilization would look once it is crumbled, you should definitely watch our picks for the best post-apocalyptic TV shows.
This is our home. We are one, and we fight as one. Prepare for battle.
We hope you will enjoy the following ranking. Please let us know your favorite in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to never miss a good TV show again.
Number 10. Falling Skies.
Someone who's made the ultimate sacrifice for the greater good. And for those sacrifices to mean anything, we're gonna have to win this war.
Falling Skies is a post-apocalyptic science fiction television series created by Robert Rodat, convincing fans of the post-apocalyptic genre with thrilling mystery and unanswered questions throughout. Falling Skies opens to the aftermath of an alien invasion that wiped out 90% of humanity. With different species all determined to kill and conquer, human children are being misused as frontline alien military soldiers against other alien species, but a small group of outcasts is willed to fight back.
Our enemy is still out there, but they're unprotected, and they're vulnerable, and they are just waiting for us to take them out if we've got the will to do it! Yeah!
Number 9.
Why are the drones attacking that thing? Is it one of the rafts on ships?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Colony is a science fiction drama television series created by Carlton Cuse and Ryan J. Condal. In a world where military forces led by a shady organization have taken control of society in the aftermath of an alien invasion, everyone directly serves the so-called hosts, which landed on Earth years ago. Unaware of what they want or why they are here, we explore the functions of small societies called colonies in the aftermath of a fallen democracy.
This is huge.
Why? Suppose you're right and there is a war. We'd just be a bunch of cavemen stuck in the middle throwing rocks.
Or maybe we find an ally. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
That's the same logic the Japanese used when they sided with the Nazis.
Number 8. The Last Ship.
We're running out of time. The virus back home is moving quicker than any of us could have imagined.
How would you know that? We've been radio silent since we left Norfolk.
The Last Ship is a post-apocalyptic action television series created by Hank Steinberg and Stephen Kane. Building upon the premise of its title, this waterbound aftermath of catastrophe circles around the crew of the last ship on Earth after a virus with devastating power wiped out 80% of humanity. Floating around the ocean and surviving on little more than hope and sheer will, the crew must find a cure to the disease before it even takes the last of the survivors.
Global pandemic. 80% of the world's population is infected. The world is sick, Captain Chandler.
Number 7.
Hi. What's your name?
Dr. 11.
Station 11 is a post-apocalyptic science fiction miniseries created by Patrick Somerville. Set in a dystopian future where a flu pandemic has destroyed civilization as we once knew it, Station 11 follows a small group of survivors who make their living as traveling performers on the road. But as they encounter a group much darker and more violent than they are, they get tangled up in the games of a cult with mysterious plans and a horrifying past.
He said you'd come.
He invited you to join the Undersea. They won't use chloroform if you know it. The prophecy.
Number 6.
Finally, my day has come. And I will have...
C is a science fiction drama television series created by Stephen Knight. Taking on the aftermath, humanity's reduction to just 2 million individuals, this dark tale makes the remaining survivors blind. As the new clans, unaware of the civilization that was once complex and modern, find new ways to interact and communicate socially. Their lives are turned upside down as a child is born who can see.
Close your eyes.
Number 5.
At the current population level, there's roughly 3 months left of life support. Maybe 4 now that we're gone.
So that was the secret they locked you up to keep?
The 100 is a post-apocalyptic science fiction drama television series created by Jason Rothenberg. Life on Earth is doomed, and the ones who remain are not worth fighting for. As humanity orbits on space stations called ARCs, fleeing nuclear disaster, 100 poor souls are sent back to check if life on Earth is sustainable, as resources in space run out. To their surprise, it is, and humanity has survived in different clans, each with their own individual monstrous characteristics.
That's why today. That's why it was worth the risk. Even if we all die, at least they bought themselves some more time.
They're gonna kill more people, aren't they?
Number 4.
From outside.
Number 3.
You're outmanned and you're outgunned. There's too many of us and we are too desperate to give up. You cannot win this.
I don't know what happened. I was supposed to take her to the Fireflies and walk away. You go halfway across the country with someone. She needed her immunity to mean something. Maybe I was starting to buy into that old cure business. Maybe I just wanted to do right by her. And then we made it. We found the Firefly. Because of her, they were actually going to make a cure. The only catch, it would kill her. Sweet Jesus.
Doctor?
What are you doing? I won't let you take her. This is our future. Think of all the lives we'll save.
Jesus Christ, Joel. What do you do?
I saved her. Come on, baby girl. I got you. I got you.
Cover the exit. Don't let him get away.
Goddamn. That's some. That's a lot. What does Ellie know?
I told her they just ran some tests. I told her her immunity meant nothing.
And she believed you?
I didn't say otherwise.
We should head back.
let's also talk here about. I noticed that other people in the media are going nuts because Tucker Carlson is interviewing Putin, and I was thinking, who's somebody else who's interviewed Putin? Oh, that's right, my mate Meghan. But what I also find quite bizarre here is that I'm a little bit of like the old school rules about, remember the Time Person of the Year? It wasn't about whether they were a good guy or a bad guy. It was whether they were, impactful, right? So therefore, whether they're good guys or bad guys, you still want to sit down and talk to them. What happens in the interview? Okay, we'll all wait and watch and make our own decision. But the freak out at somebody even going to Moscow to interview him, I find quite odd, Meghan.
So sick of this nonsense. I mean, back in my day, we were allowed to interview the bad guys. It wasn't a shock to see a journalist across from a bad guy. I watched Mike Wallace in what was called Murderer's Row on 60 Minutes because they were all so tough. Interviewed the Ayatollah of Iran. I watched him interview the head of the KKK wearing a white hood. The guy was in the hood in the interview. Diane Sawyer, another person I greatly admire, interviewed Jeffrey Dahmer, who murdered people and then ate them. That was not a bridge too far for Americans to see as an interview. Charles Manson, one of the most notorious murderers in American history. She sat down across from him. I don't know when the new rule got handed down that we only get to interview the good guys. It's very wacky. I went through this myself when I interviewed Alex Jones. Yes, now Tucker's going to go through it with Putin. Look, I haven't seen the interview. I support his right and duty as a journalist to do it. If he's not tough, if he doesn't ask him tough questions, he'll be excoriated, rightfully so. That's a duty he has. He shouldn't drop that ball. But let's just wait to see what the interview looks and sounds like before we dismiss it as partisan hackery or some sort of ethical breach or some betrayal of the country.
But also, and look, the actions of the government is always different than the actions of the people. But the idea that even going there is some sort of, act of helping the enemy. I spent some time in a YouTube deep dive the other day where I was having a look at some old Billy Joel stuff. And remember when the culture sort of in the late 80s, early 90s was, American
Why don't Marvel fans like Brie Larson and even want to cancel her? One of the reasons is for her comments on diversity and inclusion in the film industry, such as saying that she did not want to hear what white male critics had to say about her movie, or that she wanted to see more representation of women and people of color in the press and behind the scenes.
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him.
Some fans interpreted these comments as anti-male and anti-white, and launched online campaigns to boycott the movie and lower its ratings. Larson responded by saying that she was not trying to exclude anyone, but to include more voices and perspectives in the conversation. Some fans criticize her acting skills and claim that she is too stoic, emotionless, or bland as Captain Marvel. They compare her unfavorably to other female superheroes like Wonder Woman or Black Widow, and argue that she does not fit the role of the most powerful hero in the MCU. Some fans have a new reason to cancel her after she promoted a non-fungible token on her social media. Some fans who supported her before were disappointed by her endorsement of NFTs. Do you like Brie Larson and what do you think about it all? Did you know? Why don't Marvel fans like Brie Larson and even want to cancel her? One of the reasons
What are you most excited to see fans react to when they see this?
The monster. I really want to see people's reaction because it's scary, in my opinion.
What are you most excited